the ancient city of Shunem. A mother holds her long-awaited son as he takes his final breath in her lap. She does not collapse. She carries the boy to a guest room, lays him on a bed, and saddles a donkey, ordering her servant to ride hard. When intercepted on the road and asked if her family is safe, she gives an answer defying the evidence of her own life. It is well. In 1873, a wealthy American lawyer named Horatio Spafford prepared to cross the Atlantic to assist this man, the famous evangelist D.L. Moody. Spafford had recently lost his financial stability. The Great Chicago Fire of 1871 had reduced his massive real estate investments to miles of charred ruin. Then came the second loss. A ship carrying his family, the Ville du Havre, collided with another vessel and sank. His 4 daughters tragically drowned. Sailing past the exact coordinates where his children died, Spafford mirrored the response from Shunem. He wrote a hymn declaring, "It is well with my soul." This resilience rests on a pre-calculated framework of spiritual discipline, a practiced state of mind the author identifies as great faith. To understand how she maintained composure, we must examine her routine long before the tragedy occurred. Years earlier, she built a room specifically for a traveling prophet, furnishing it with a bed, table, stool, and candlestick. This physical space established a daily cycle of discipline, a constant prompt to focus beyond her immediate needs. Hebrews defines faith as substance, translated here as the literal subject matter of thought. Training her internal thoughts around this substance provided a steady baseline. Instead of scrabbling in a panic, she leaned into a practiced habit. The physical room was a training ground. Her true discipline was organizing her mind for crisis. This concept requires a modern application. Years ago, a young pastor visited a critically ill man in a Pensacola hospital. The doctor delivered a terminal diagnosis, stating clearly there was nothing more to be done. The pastor felt the internal pull to pray a quiet prayer of surrender and leave, an instinct driven by the visible evidence of Harold's condition. Instead, he actively shifted his focus. He publicly declared the patient would recover, speaking in direct opposition to the medical report. Harold made a full recovery, eventually returning to his church choir, proving that a shift in internal focus can precede a shift in external health. This suggests that great faith functions as a kinetic force, an active decision to change the subject of one's thoughts to make a different outcome possible. We see that same kinetic energy in the Shunammite woman's ride to Mount Carmel. She refuses to slow down or accept the finality of her son's death until she stands before the prophet. Her disciplined response yields a tangible result. Elisha returns with her, and her son is restored to life. This practice functions like spiritual insurance. You pay the premiums daily through deliberate habits, hoping you never need the policy, but knowing you cannot survive a disaster without it. Storms are inevitable. Construct your room today, so when the worst happens, you have the architecture in place to say, "It is well."